What secret have you never shared with your parents and still don't plan to tell them? My grandmother had a collection of quite expensive rings, and when she died, she left one to each woman in the family. I was 13, and I was told not to wear my ring outside the house because it was a bit too big for me. But I didn't listen, and less than a month after grandmother's death, I lost it. From time to time, my mom asked me about it, and I just answer, yes. It's lying in the box in one of the drawers. I don't wear it because I don't want to lose it. When I was 10 to 12 years old, I threw a soccer trophy through the door in a fit of anger. A hole formed in it on the room side, but not all the way through. I put a bumper sticker of my favorite soccer team over it. I'm 28 now, and the hole is still there. I punched a hole in the door of my bedroom when I lost an online match in UFC 09. The guy first gave me hope, then threw insulting messages in private chat, so I just went crazy. I told my dad it was because of a girl who lied to me that she had feelings for me and was now calling me names. The truth is, I hadn't talked to her for several months. I just didn't want to admit that it was because of a video game. I got lost in the forest during a hike. I had to call the police to rescue me. The story got out that I had to be rescued. With my phone battery almost dead, I texted my parents that I was staying at a friend's place so they wouldn't worry. The police eventually found me and I returned home at 5 a.m. They believed that I had been at a friend's the whole time and I never told them the truth. I'm from Great Britain. When I was 16, I was vacationing in Mexico and spent the night with an American girl. I flew home and naturally thought, that's it. We live literally thousands of miles apart. I'll never hear from her again. Now I'm 25, and 2 years ago, I got a message from her on Facebook saying that she got pregnant back then and had a child, and that I have a son. She sent several photos, and he really does look like me. I don't even think about telling my parents until I have solid proof that the child is actually mine. But even if everything is confirmed, it will be extremely hard for them to learn that they've had a 9-year-old grandson they never knew about for all this time. For now, I'm just going with the flow. In the 3rd grade, I stole my mom's earrings to give them to my girlfriend. Mom still couldn't find them. My parents are divorced, and mom often told me to ask dad for money, for hobbies, clubs, all sorts of things. But I never told her that I stopped doing that when I was 15, after I was told that because of me, his wife can't buy anything for herself. It was true then, and it remains complete nonsense now. I skipped college for about 4 months straight. I was studying to be an English translator. The first month of studies was terribly boring. I just hated those subjects, and since I hadn't finished high school yet at that point, I only had to take exams. I couldn't continue my college education anyway. The following months, I pretended that I was going to classes, but actually just got on a bus with a long route, rode back and forth, and read books by the river. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever done, and I can't tell my parents about it. My dog somehow ate a whole cookie with grass that I left unattended. Mom decided that someone from the neighbors tried to poison him by throwing something into the yard through the fence because the poor thing couldn't stand on his paws and was falling without feeling. But in reality, this dog stole my Friday high. My mom somehow found several used cotton swabs in the shower, covered with something brown-red, and decided it was battery acid. She decided to find out what it was. She asked everyone in the house. Nobody knew. For some reason, the situation really got to her. She was simply furious. Someone in this house knows what this is. They didn't just appear out of thin air. Nobody said anything. Later that same day, it dawned on me that it was most likely those swabs I used to clean my ear. There was a pimple or something in it, and there was just dried blood there. But mom was so angry that I didn't dare confess to her, and I haven't confessed to this day. I'm 45 now, and I still keep this secret. Over the years, she's even mentioned that situation a couple of times. I've already posted this somewhere, but I think this fits here too. When I was 14, I set part of our fence on fire by putting out a cigarette on it. I told my parents that the fence caught fire by itself, and I heroically helped our neighbor put out the fire, thus preventing the fire from spreading to our house. My sister was dating an abuser. I found this out from our mutual friend, her roommate, who was worried about her and came to talk to me. I asked my sister directly. She denied everything. She had bruises on her body, and she was already making excuses, saying she fell at the gym. So that same evening, I decided to have a chat with this scumbag. By chat, I mean scaring him to death with a beating. What I didn't know was that Dad had overheard our conversation with the friend in the garage. I arrived at the apartment that my sister was renting with the friend, and there was our father, having already beaten this jerk half to death with a coffee mug. The guy's whole face was covered in cuts. He was sobbing. My friend and I helped Dad get the apartment back in order. The three of us never told my sister what Dad did that day. The guy just called her to break up, and we never saw him again. Later, she admitted that he really did treat her badly, but my sister was convinced that they made him disappear by threatening to call the police.